Why didn't I ever think of that? I am back. We got a new little guy. Today we shall be reviewing the HIYA Toys Exquisite Basic Godzilla King of the Monsters. Godzilla. It's Godzilla. If you couldn't tell. It's Godzilla. But before we review the figure, we gotta look at the box. And yes, I saved this since Christmas. Blah. Cameraman, I need help. There. Now we can look at all of its beauties. Ooh, I'm moving the camera as well. Wait, I can't keep up. Hey. Also, you might notice that everything is a little darker. That is because transition. I got a new fan. It's a little dimmer than my other ones. Yeah, wait, cameraman, go back, go. Hey, cameraman. Those are spoilers. Those are spoilers. Now, box. As we can see, it says Godzilla because, I mean, like, what else is it? It's Godzilla. Wow. That's so crazy. I could have never guessed. This view of Godzilla is really funny. But now, not to get off track. So, Godzilla Exquisite Basic Series figure. It is licensed by Toho Legendary Pictures. It's from the Monsterverse. It's good American Godzilla, and it's not 1998 Godzilla. I don't have any other media to show it, so I have to use the DVD. Now, Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Wow, it's from HIYA Toys. They're a cool company, except for one thing. And I've said this many times before. Well, to other people, not to YouTube, but I've said this many times before. And we're off track again. But yeah, it's HIYA Toys 2000 Millennium Godzilla. I really want that thing. It looks so good. The SH Monsterarts is so overpriced. But figure, he's standing, he's looking away from us. Come closer, man. Let's see us. Oh, there he is. He's yelling to somebody off camera. Hey! Who messed up my makeup? You know I have to look good for the photos. No, it's not funny. 16 plus, no children under 3. Why would anybody buy this figure for their 3-year-old? I mean, like, that's sharp. Left an imprint, kind of. 16 plus. With how I'm having it, it's not 16 plus. Choking hazard, small parts, not for children under 3 years. For ages 16 years and up. I think we already know. Now, Godzilla King of the Monsters. Photo from the movie, which is also back there, showing you that, yes, this does look like the movie. Godzilla King of the Monsters. Godzilla King of the Wait a minute. It's just the exact same side. Godzilla King of the Monsters. More Godzilla. Godzilla King of the Monsters. I wonder what movie this is from. He's facing us head on now. A warning in Japanese. I don't know Japanese. Stuff. Figure from 2024. That was 2 years ago. Wow. Made in China. Barcode. I don't know what you would scan it with. Do they sell these things in stores? I'm gonna have to check. But anyways, box boring. Figure cool. It's time to look at figure. Now, what can I say about this figure? But wow, this is very highly detailed. Cool. But that does not mean forget my 2000 Millennium Godzilla. I still want that thing. If I see it in the future, I will make a post about it. But still, to this day, you're skating on thin ice, HIYA Toys. By the way, I am recording this right after I finished the video and put it on, like, the YouTube calendar thing, so it would release on, well, this Friday, March 20th, the time you're watching this. That basically, I was actually wrong. The only reason other people actually have this figure is all because HIYA Toys sent them it. They sent YouTubers, like, copies of the figure so they could, like, review it and stuff. So, I'm actually wrong. So, the past stuff I talked about with pre-ordering and HIYA Toys skating on thin ice, never mind, HIYA Toys. You are forgiven. You are a cool company. Goodbye. Anyways, figure, yes, cool details. Let's look at that. The all-seeing eye. Now, you can't really see it on camera, but he does have... Oh, you can kind of see it now, but he does have fully, and I mean fully, sculpted and painted eyes. We have the outer and the pupil. I think that's called the iris. I don't know. But anyways, he is facing forward, which is good, since some Godzillas can't get that right. But he has this little nose. I'm gonna zoom out. He has his little nose. Cool. I think now you can see it a little bit better. But yes, he does have eyes. He has his teeth sculpted, which is very nice. Now, his fingers, they are sculpted as well. Even his palm. I mean, like, they really went above and beyond with this. They used, I think, dry painting on his belly. I don't know why I said it like that, but scales. Now, speaking of scales, wow, these things are pointy. I don't know if you can see it with the left imprints. And they have an incredibly cool and detailed, like, pattern. That's what it is, pattern. They look very nice. There are an array of them. There are 2 on the outside and a larger thing on the inside. And as you can see, they even go all the way up to his neck. He also has gills, since he can go in water. As you can see, because of the posability, his neck is segmented. I don't care. If it looks cool, it looks cool. Now, he has scales on his knees as well, and all of his body. Now, these knees really do remind me of SH Monsterarts. I'll show a photo of the King of the Monsters SH Monsterarts figure right here. See, don't they look similar? That's really cool. But anyways, he has his incredible tail. I'll cover all of the ball joints when I'm actually doing the posability, but yes, his tail does have all the fins all the way down to this little thing. And yes, this little thing can move. But that is really incredible attention to detail. He has big boy talons on his feet. He really has to clip them. I'm like, come on, man. He even has, even though there is also text on it, he even has the bottom of his feet sculpted. When are you going to see the bottom of his feet? I cannot speak. But when? When are you going to see the bottom of his feet? Again, I cannot speak. When are you going to see the bottom of his feet? That is incredible attention to detail. Now, something cool also is that we have his skin, his scales, and then, well, actual skin, and they stop abruptly, and they even leave, like, a little bit of flare, and I think that is very, very cool, and I also think that, I mean, he's just so cute. Look at this guy. He's probably gonna bite me, isn't he? Now, I did mention that I would pose him. So we're gonna do that right now. Okay, right now. You can cut the cameras. Now, with HIYA Toys, yes, they can pose very nicely, but unlike SH Monsterarts, they don't pose as crazy as them. Have you seen the Godzilla Final Wars figure for that? That thing is basically just an action figure, but even though it has limited articulation, it can still pose pretty nicely. These are some pretty cool and fancy hand gestures. Well, hand movements. Anyways, figure. Now, he has, by what I can tell, 3 ball joints inside of his neck. That they are dumbbell joints. So, actually, no, he has... Actually, yeah, he does have 3. But they are all different. Now, I'm going to show them here. They are dumbbell joints, so they can go like that, they can go like that, and they can go like that. Now, these allow him to be able to look to his left side and his right side about that much. He can look up that far, and he can look down that far. As you can see, little panels just appeared, but his head, pretty nice. Now, we cannot talk about his head without mentioning he can open his mouth, and this is really, really weird, but I guess this is just on a need-to-know basis. Actually, a need-to-do basis. You can move his tongue. His tongue. I don't really know if you could see it, but his entire mouth is modeled, plus the top of his mouth is modeled. That is incredible attention to detail. I have spit on my phone. I gotta wipe it off. But, incredible attention to detail. Now, his arms are, I think, on ball joints, maybe. Now, they can rotate a entire 360 degrees. They can move out that far. They cannot swivel at all. He has a hinge at his elbow that can swivel. It can go, I would say, about, I would say, like, maybe, I think it's 67.5, but he has a ball joint as his wrist. His wrist can move in, out, other way around. It can move in very much. It can swirl around, of course. Now, I just unlocked this movement a little bit ago, but I'm going to need both hands for this. He can move his waist from side to side. There is no ab crunch. He cannot move his back, but still, I like that articulation. Now, his leg can rotate about, I'm sure it could rotate farther, but I'm not going to rotate it any farther. I don't want to risk damaging it, but it can move out that far, and I wouldn't really, sure, it can swivel around. He has about 90 degrees of ankle bend, and yes, his legs can be completely straight. Very nice hinge joint. Just listen. Very nice. Now, this can kind of shake around, but his leg is also, his foot is on a ball joint. It can move up, down, somewhat out for some reason. And combining all of the ankle, he can go about that much ankle pivot. And of course, it's a Godzilla figure. Tail. The tail must be able to move. So, he has about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 segments of his tail. And they're all dumbbell joints, so it can move up, it can move down, it can be flush with him, and of course you can curve it. You can get somewhat curvy and natural poses, but yeah, it is still a very, very nice figure to pose. Of course, I have to open his mouth. There, I just got him into a pose. He is very fun to fiddle around with, and he is very poseable. Well, not very. He can pose. He's a little limited in some places, but he's still very, very fun. And, usually I do Transformers reviews. I haven't done a figure review in a while, but this thing can't transform since it's Godzilla, and I didn't get the Godzilla X Transformers crossover because it looks bad. So, I don't really know what to do with the rest of the video. Ooh, how about I do an overall summary? That would be cool. Overall, this is a very nice figure. Now, I would definitely recommend this. Actually, I'm gonna get your tongue down, man. Stick your tongue out, come on. I would very much recommend this figure to any sort of collector that doesn't have a Godzilla figure, since it is only $51. That may sound a little high, that's over half $100, but with all of the horrible atrocities Bandai has in its pricing, this figure being $51 is an absolute steal. And yes, I have a smiley face on my wrist. But yeah, I mean, it's perfect. What do you think, Jimmy, from my hand? It's very nice. I'm gonna eat it. No, Jimmy, go on. But yes, it is a very nice figure if you want to expand your collection, maybe. And I would definitely recommend it to, as I said, any sort of collector that doesn't have Godzilla figures, or if you want a really, really good, cheap King of the Monsters Godzilla. Sure, it doesn't have the best posability, but hey, it can move, and that's good. You should be glad it's not like a statue or anything, even though they do sell statues, and those statues do look cool. And if I had the money, I would probably buy the Godzilla X Kong statue. But, back to topic. Good figure. Do recommend. Goodbye. I'm gonna go play with this thing. It is pretty nice being 1999 Godzilla. Wonder who my predecessor is. Hi. Is that a Dorito?